Good morning. Today I'd like to talk about discipline. Yay! You know, the thing that a lot of people don't like. And the reason they don't like it, of course, is because, you know, it comes with this sort of stiffness or rules, regulations type of energy. But that has nothing to do with discipline. Discipline, you know, it comes from the root. Like, you know, you've heard of Jesus and his 12 disciplines, or otherwise known as disciples. Those disciplines were people who promised, made an oath to bring the teachings forward. And in order to do that, they had to be disciplined. You know, so to understand discipline, or as I understand discipline, and this is after going through, you know, many years of practicing in disciplines like the martial arts, disciplines like psychotherapy, you know, disciplines like meditation, and disciplines like making these videos. You know, I understood that discipline can come from hurt. H-U-R-T, hurt, yeah. And, you know, when I discovered this, it was so healing and so fascinating, because I realised that, you know, the discipline of martial arts, why I wanted to be so disciplined and achieve at that was because I had been hurt and I wanted to hurt people back. So, you know, I was so determined to learn how to do that I became amazingly disciplined at going training, you know, 6 times a week, all of that sort of stuff. But discipline is also, you know, shows up in other aspects of our lives. And let's see if any of these are showing up in your life. For instance, are you always the first, okay, you know, to do something? If so, that's a type of discipline. But is it coming from hurt? Is it because you missed out on something, or felt you missed out on something, so you have to be there first? You know, you have to be up front and center. You know, is that some sort of hidden hurt in your actions, if you like? Another aspect of discipline that you might be interested in is that discipline also comes from the ability to understand who you are, because that is the greatest of all disciplines, of course. You know, to find out who you are, to find out the nature of who you are, is our journey, effectively. And that takes discipline to do that. And so, you know, we have to, as I say, look at that discipline and say, okay, is this discipline a good discipline? Is it coming from a good place, or is it coming from an unconscious place? If it's coming from an unconscious place, find out what it is. Find out what that program is, what that pattern is, and you can change it. Okay? So, how do you begin to do that? Well, as I say, you have to look at, okay, for instance, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Well, am I going to the gym 5 days a week because my belief is telling me that it's good to be fit? Or am I going to the gym 5 days a week because I've once been hurt at the shape and form of my body? Has somebody said something nasty to me about who I am? And so, you see the way it works? All of a sudden you're in the gym, and yes, it's a positive thing to be doing, but it might be coming from a program of hurt. And you don't want it to come from a program of hurt. You want it to come from a program of discipline. A discipline that leads you back to the nature of who you are, not building something that you are not. Does that make sense? Like, don't do that. Don't do something to create yourself so that other people accept you, or want to be with you, or think that you're beautiful, or whatever. Because here's the important lesson here. The discipline of life is to discipline yourself to stop the self chatter. the critical mind, the one that goes, well, you're not thin enough now, you're not big enough now, you haven't enough muscle now, you know, you're not fit enough now. What is that? That's that self-critical mind. That's the only thing you have to work on doing. That's the real discipline. Quietening the mind and making the mind be part of your discipline. So that's another example of it. You know, and as I say, it can go right down through all the things and activities in your life. So have a look at all the activities in your life that, you know, is discipline orientated. Right down to even going to work. That takes discipline. It takes discipline to get out of the bed. It takes discipline to want to go, maybe. So, you know, is that what's driving that discipline? Is it, you know, the highest of all drivers and the best of all drivers because you want to contribute to society? Or is it coming from another element? Is it coming from the fear of lack? You know, well, I need to go because I need to make a living, I need to pay my rent, I need to pay my mortgage, or whatever it is. So that it wouldn't be the right motivation for the discipline. So you see, with discipline comes motivation. And motivation and discipline together can cause you to find yourself in a situation where your motivation is overlooked. And you'll hear me say this again and again and again. Every action that you do, you should know why you did it. What was the motivation to do that? You know, I've seen people, you know, stab people in the back with a smile on their face. Okay? Because their motivation was to hurt whilst they pretended that it was something else. Yeah, that's real life. That's why I like doing these videos. These are real life videos based on, you know, how many years, I don't know now, of you know, spiritual discipline, physical discipline, mental discipline, all the disciplines. And it's brought me to this point now of wisdom. And this wisdom now has transferred into bliss. Bliss, real understanding of life, real understanding of here I am, beautiful sunny day. Look at this. Look, have a look at the nature behind me here. Look at those trees. Look, whee. Look, it's just great, isn't it? You know, I'm just here, nobody else is around, just being with myself. As I'm teaching these teachings, I'm learning. Please don't, you know, think that I'm some sort of, you know, stupid guru or, you know, whatever. I'm not. All as I am is somebody who has gone through experiences and had the clevers, you know, the nature to work out what it was really all about. Right? So I took all the teachings. Okay, so discipline is disciple. Disciple means what? To follow, yes. To disempower? No, to follow. What's wrong with following? Like, I mean, you know, people follow people on social media. Why? Because they have something they want. But again, like, you know, what's the motivation behind that? Because I see people, and it's hilariously funny, I see people and they end up getting followed on social media, you know, because they kissed their cat. Beautiful that they kissed their cat. But like 3-5 million people following them because they kissed their cat. That's great. It is absolutely great. But then you look at somebody who's like giving you real life lessons, real intelligent, you know, disciplined tools to help you with your life, and it's like, oh yeah, look at that, he has, you know, 12 followers. Well, Jesus had 12 followers. So, you know, it's really interesting. But from the 12, of course, has come the masses. And when society is hurt enough, that's when it'll enjoy the cat kissing video, but will then come hopefully to the likes of these videos where they go, yeah, you know what, I need to understand this. I need to appreciate that life is to be lived, because you're not going to be getting too many slaps on the back, you know, well done for, you know, working all your life out of fear because you had to pay your rent, and really you're only true contribution was, living a mediocre life, like surviving instead of living. So there comes a time when you can enter the discipline of living. And that's the real good part. Go to your gym, have a workout, stay fit. Wonderful. Don't become obsessed. Don't do that. Discipline the type of food you eat. Great. Wonderful. But have a bit of chocolate every now and again. Don't worry. I guarantee you it won't kill you. Okay? Everything is balance. And that's really what discipline should be teaching you. That everything is balance. Okay? Like I'm staring right into the camera now. Okay? I'm telling you, when you balance things out, you can have the sweet and the sour, mix them together and have a beautiful dish of life. But if you put in too much sour, you're not going to be happy. And even if you put in too much sweet, you're not going to be happy. So balance. Now, what exactly is discipline? Discipline is the ability to say, I need to change something that I believe is out of balance. Whatever that something is, I give too much, okay, begin to receive. I take too much, great, give. There's a plane coming over. Look, watch her show you. Watch. Beautiful. That's one thing I haven't been missing, I'm sure, here in Ireland anyway. Sorry about the camera. But I haven't been missing the amount of planes that used to fly over my head. I haven't been missing that at all. So, I'm loving the silence. So getting back to the discipline of balance. No matter what it is, if you have too much wealth, share it with charity. If you haven't enough wealth, open to receiving it. This is discipline. This is balance. This is what the likes of the Buddha and the great teachers have already taught us. Nothing is bad unless you over-consume it. Over-consume it. Even spiritual teachings. Don't over-consume spiritual teachings. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of spiritual teachers, and basically if you have the ability to break it down, you might see that they're all generally saying the same thing, only in different flavors, which is great, because we don't all like the same flavor of ice cream, do we? But you have to get to the understanding that the core of it is it's all ice cream. So the essence of who we are is more important than what we show of who we are, because it's not about showing, it's about being. It's not about doing, it's about being. It's not about anything, it's about being. So be who you are, be love, and for God's sake, be gentle on yourself, would you? Stop criticizing yourself. You're doing the best you can with the tools you have, as did your parents and everybody else who you might have to go to in your mind and forgive. But don't forget, start off by forgiving yourself. That is a hard discipline. Enjoy, and I hope you're enjoying these little videos. If you are, please subscribe, because it gives me encouragement to continue. Send me an email to wherever it is, bewellclinic@yahoo.com. Even if you have criticisms of these things, send them away, because I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm not open to hateful criticism, because I've disciplined myself just to scroll through them fast. Hey, look at that, simple discipline. Enjoy your day, have a great day, and no matter what happens, this virus, whatever, you know what? Let the virus of intelligence, wisdom and love be the one that spreads faster. And don't forget to kiss your cat. Bye.